Hello, welcome to ES Immigration News. We have got breaking updates that under the Trump administration, immigration enforcement has escalated to unprecedented levels, targeting not only undocumented individuals, but even legal U.S. residents. A growing number of green card holders are now facing unexpected detentions, intense interrogations, and in some cases, pressure to voluntarily surrender their green cards without doing anything legally wrong. In last few days, we have got two cases have put a spotlight on this alarming trend. Fabian Schmidt, a 34-year-old German national and lawful U.S. permanent resident, was detained at Boston Logan International Airport upon returning from a short trip abroad. And Indian green card holders, particularly elderly individuals who spend extended periods in India, are facing heightened scrutiny at U.S. airports. Some have reported being coerced into signing documents that relinquish their permanent resident status, with immigration officers alleging they have abandoned their U.S. residency. And could this be a warning sign for thousands of green card holders in America today? Let's find out. Fabian Schmidt, a 34-year-old electrical engineer and legal U.S. resident, found himself at the center of an unexpected immigration nightmare. After returning from a short trip to Germany, Schmidt landed in Boston on March 7th, expecting to reunite with his family. Instead, he was stopped at the airport, questioned for hours, and later taken into custody by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Days later, he was transferred to the Wyatt Detention Center in Rhode Island. His mother and partner were left in the dark, unaware of what had happened or why he was being detained. Schmidt's mother, Astrid Sr., has been living in the United States since 2007 and became a legal resident alongside her son in 2008. She is now left feeling helpless, searching for answers that no one seems willing to provide. Immigration authorities have remained tight-lipped, citing privacy regulations and refusing to disclose details about Schmidt's case. His partner, Pavani Hodgkins, had been waiting at the airport to pick him up, only to be met with silence when Schmidt failed to appear. Desperate for information, Hodgkins contacted authorities, only to find out days later that Schmidt had been moved to a detention facility with no clear explanation. As the family scrambled to hire legal representation, Schmidt's ordeal highlighted a broader issue, a rising pattern of intensified scrutiny and detention of legal permanent residents by U.S. immigration authorities. The case is not an isolated incident. Immigration attorneys across the country have reported an increase in green card holders being subjected to extended questioning, secondary inspections, and even overnight detentions at U.S. airports. Some are pressured into signing forms that could lead to the voluntary surrender of their residency status, a decision that could have irreversible consequences. This growing trend has sparked concerns about the rights of lawful permanent residents under the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies. Experts warn that an increasing number of green card holders, particularly those traveling frequently or spending extended time outside the country, are being flagged for additional scrutiny. Some are even being asked to voluntarily relinquish their green cards under the pretext of abandonment of residency. Kripa Upadhyay, a Seattle-based immigration attorney, has urged caution, emphasizing that a green card cannot be revoked at the border unless the individual willingly surrenders it. She points out that even if immigration officers claim that a person has abandoned their U.S. residency, they still have the right to contest the allegation in court. However, if they sign Form I-407, they effectively waive that right, often without fully understanding the consequences. The case of Schmidt shines a harsh light on the legal gray areas that many permanent residents find themselves navigating. His mother insists that he has no active legal issues that would justify his detention. Though he faced misdemeanor charges nearly a decade ago while living in California, those matters were resolved, and he has maintained a clean record since. So why was he detained? And why have immigration officials refused to provide clarity on his situation? The lack of transparency has led to growing speculation about shifting immigration enforcement tactics. Under the Trump administration, border enforcement has been ramped up significantly, with a strong emphasis on identifying and removing individuals deemed to be in violation of immigration laws. But the troubling part, this crackdown appears to be affecting individuals who have lived in the U.S. legally for years, raising fears that even permanent residents are no longer safe from sudden detainment and deportation proceedings. Schmidt's detention has drawn international attention, with the German embassy in Washington, D.C., acknowledging awareness of the case and engaging with U.S. officials to seek more information. However, privacy and data protection laws have prevented German authorities from publicly sharing details about their inquiries, further complicating the matter. Meanwhile, Schmidt remains in detention, unable to contact his family, awaiting legal proceedings that could determine his future in the country he has called home for over 15 years. The broader implications of cases like Schmidt's cannot be ignored. Immigration attorneys have sounded the alarm about an increase in legal residents, particularly elderly individuals and frequent travelers, being flagged at airports for secondary inspection. In some instances, green card holders returning from prolonged stays abroad have been pressured to relinquish their residency under the threat of deportation. While U.S. law allows permanent residents to be away for up to a year without jeopardizing their status, repeated or extended absences are increasingly being used as justification for questioning their commitment to maintaining a U.S. domicile. Attorney Snehal Batra, managing partner at NPZ Law Group, notes that only an immigration judge has the authority to revoke a green card, not border officers. However, due to language barriers, intimidation tactics, and a lack of awareness about their rights, many permanent residents unknowingly sign away their legal status. This troubling trend has led immigration advocates to call for greater legal protections and awareness campaigns to educate green card holders about their rights when re-entering the U.S. Even beyond individual cases, the economic and diplomatic impact of these aggressive enforcement measures is raising concerns. Businesses that rely on immigrant labor and international expertise are increasingly worried that lawful residents may face undue restrictions or complications when traveling. Families are being separated for unclear reasons, adding to the climate of fear and uncertainty surrounding U.S. immigration policy. And international allies are watching closely, questioning whether their citizens who have legally immigrated to the U.S. could face similar treatment. The stakes are high. If legal permanent residents can be detained and interrogated without clear cause, what does this mean for the broader landscape of immigration policy? Will cases like Schmidt's become the norm, with green card holders increasingly forced to defend their right to remain in a country where they have lived, worked, and contributed for years? And as the political climate surrounding immigration continues to shift, will the United States see further erosion of its long-standing reputation as a nation that welcomes immigrants? For now, Schmidt's family waits. His mother continues to seek answers. His partner and child hope for his safe return. And immigration advocates brace for what could be the beginning of a new chapter in U.S. immigration enforcement, one where even those who have followed the rules find themselves at risk of losing everything. The question remains, if this could happen to Schmidt, who will be next?